I'm Tina Fordham, and you're watching the Navigator for June, produced in collaboration with the London Stock Exchange. In this episode, I want to take stock of where we are at mid-year in terms of the geopolitical outlook in light of the fact that in 2026, the geopolitical shocks just seem to keep coming. When it comes to global conflict, unfortunately, the wars in Iran and Ukraine continue, although financial markets remain largely unperturbed. What does this mean? Does the muted financial market response mean that we're learning to live with a higher baseline geopolitical risk temperature, or are investors risking a sharper adjustment by choosing to focus elsewhere? It's a question I've been asking myself a lot lately. Is an energy shock still likely to hit, or has the world become less dependent on oil and trade transiting through the Strait of Hormuz? It may be a bit of both. My view since the beginning of the Iran war has been counter-consensus, urging caution about expectations of a speedy resolution. Now, at over 100 days in, my base case scenario remains that the current state of neither war nor peace will continue, and that the Strait of Hormuz will probably not return to its previous open state, potentially impeding a wider diplomatic deal. On Russia and Ukraine, the White House also announced an end to active U.S. shuttle diplomacy, underscoring the sense of a stalemate there. But that's not to say that this is all business as usual either, as the geopolitical butterfly effects from the shocks unleashed earlier this year continue to reverberate. For example, the White House just announced a new round of tariffs against a number of trading partners, including the UK and EU, while the EU has released the opening salvo in its digital sovereignty policy package. Intended to boost EU-based tech companies and reduce dependence upon US tech giants, this package points to the continuation of US-European tensions, which remain heightened since the Greenland frictions in January. Turning now to our June Navigator watch list and the geopolitical events that may move markets, we are watching for the next moves in US-Iran talks, which are increasingly fraught as President Trump continues to say that progress is being made amid repeated ceasefire violations and tensions between Israel, Lebanon, Hezbollah, and other countries in the region. In Ukraine, we expect a summer offensive to continue. U.S. diplomacy is suspended and international attention remains fixed elsewhere. The impact of the U.S. fuel blockade in Cuba is growing acute, and Washington's maximum pressure strategy is intensifying. Taking place in France, the G7 meeting in mid-June will be a key moment for industrialized democracies to coordinate on trade, tariffs, and the geopolitical response to ongoing conflicts. After this year's EU-US tensions, all eyes will be on whether President Trump attends in person and whether the traditional joint communique is issued or not. As ever, I'll close with my favorite quote from Louis Pasteur: "Fortune favors the brave, but chance favors the prepared mind." For more of our analysis on this and other geostrategy topics that matter for investors and the C-suite, follow me on LinkedIn and sign up for our free newsletter.